สวัสดีค่ะแนนโนนะคะ
If you enjoy psychological suspense with a touch of poetic justice and a bit of gore, Girl from Nowhere is an absolute must-watch. This Thai anthology series became a global phenomenon thanks to Netflix. The series follows Nano, a mysterious and intelligent girl who transfers to a different high school in every episode. Her goal isn't to study, but to expose the hypocrisy, corruption, and dark secrets of students and faculty alike. Nano isn't exactly a hero. She acts more as a karmic entity or a demon who tempts people to see how far their malice goes, only to deliver an ironic and brutal punishment. Until now, the original series consisted of 2 seasons with slightly different vibes. Season 1, 2018, 13 episodes. Purely anthological, Nano acts alone in self-contained lesson of the day stories. Season 2, 2021, 8 episodes. Following the first season's massive success, Netflix released a more linear plot. It introduced Yuri, a new character who challenges Nano's methods, creating a rivalry over who should execute judgment. The show's success rests almost entirely on its lead, Chicha Kitty Amatayakul. Her iconic portrayal, featuring a manic laugh and a vacant, piercing stare, went viral, making her the soul of the series. Alongside her, Chanya McClory played Yuri, Nano's impulsive and violent counterpart driven by direct revenge. On January 14, 2026, Netflix Thailand officially announced a new installment titled Girl from Nowhere, The Reset. It isn't being promoted as a Season 3, but rather as a reboot or a standalone story set within a new universe. The biggest shock for fans? The change in protagonist. Becky Armstrong, currently one of Thailand's biggest stars, known for the global hit Gap, the series, will lead this new era as the new Nano. While some fans are uneasy, Netflix is clearly betting on Becky's massive international fan base to revitalize the franchise. The production explains that Nano is an entity without a single fixed physical form. In this reset, Nano has simply changed avatars, the personality. While Kitty Chicha's Nano was cold, calculating, and dead inside, Becky's version is described as more mischievous, disruptive, and even seductive. She remains the new girl exposing evil, but with a more explosive energy. The aesthetic. The iconic school uniform remains, but the visual design has evolved. Promotional posters show Becky in a predominantly white dress in certain scenes, symbolizing an angelic yet twisted nature. A yin and yang approach. This aesthetic blends sinister vibes with a peculiar innocence, moving away from the Tomy manga-inspired look of the previous version. The method. Leaks suggest this Nano will be less of a passive observer and more active in her rage. While the original laughed as the world burned, this version seems to carry a more intense, psychopathic emotional weight, focusing on punishments that feel visceral rather than detached. The duality of her angelic appearance, hiding a darker nature, will likely be the engine of tension in the reset. Since this is a parallel universe, she doesn't carry the moral fatigue or the doubts Nano showed at the end of Season 2. This is Nano in her purest, most chaotic state. Though Becky is famous for romances, her work in films like Long Live Love proved she can handle complex, dramatic tones. Fans can expect her to pivot from peculiar innocence to full-blown psychopathy in seconds. Her strong screen presence, communicating through stares and posture, is vital for a character like Nano. Furthermore, while some critics point to her multicultural background as not Thai enough, that global aura actually fits the character perfectly. She is a girl from nowhere, an entity that belongs to no specific place. As the new slogan says, if everything were the same as before, it probably wouldn't be called karma. The key to appreciating this project is not to see Becky as a replacement, but as a reimagining. This is a chance for her to showcase a much darker, experimental side of her career, stepping away from good girl roles. And who could be more dark and experimental than Nano?
สวัสดีค่ะ Nanno นะคะ